Hi guys, it's 7 o'clock on a Saturday evening, so we're here again to demonstrate to you Aussie Maille weave. Just give me a couple of minutes guys while I bring up the link so I can make sure that I am seeing everybody's comments. If you're out there watching, don't forget to give me a little hello so I know that my comments are coming through okay. Alright, just bear with me. Internet looks a little slow tonight, again, as usual. Beautiful. Okay, great. All right, I can see we've got a few people on here already. So we've got Dawn and Sue, Annette, Joe, Rebecca, Lisa, Bonnie, Linda. Hi guys, how are you all? Pauline's here as well, Silva, and Diane. Great. Fabulous. All jumping on. Hello, Cassandra, Annette. Hey, Rosalind, how are you, sweetheart? Rowena, you're here. Good to see you. Hey, Hazel. Natasha, how are you? Okay, fantastic. All right, so we've got an easy one tonight after torturing for a couple of weeks with some more difficult ones. This one tonight is super, super easy. I don't expect anybody will have any difficulty with this one at all. It's base weave is European 4-in-1, so simple weave. You'll be fine with it all. All right, fantastic. Since we've got a few on, we might as well flip over to the other camera and make a bit of a start. Oh, we've still got a few people jumping on. Hey Sharon and Leanne and Catherine, Elizabeth, how are you all? All right, terrific. We'll just flick over to the other camera and I'll show you the sample pieces we've made up. Okay, so as usual, started off with a 14 gauge piece. As you can see, this piece is absolutely huge. This was the first piece I made up and I wasn't convinced it was going to be a weave that I would actually use. It was just big and chunky, but this is 14 gauge 5/16 or 7.94 millimeter rings, both AA and BA. For those that like their chunky bracelets, that would be a great size to start with. Next one I tried was the 16 gauge. So this is a 1/4 inch or 6.35 mils. Started to warm to the weave with this one. So this was the size that I decided to go ahead and use it in our kits. Then a little bit later down the track, I did the 18 gauge, which I absolutely fell in love with. This is 18 gauge 3/16 or 4.76. Beautiful in that size. If I was to make this myself for my own personal use, that would be the size I would choose. It is just beautiful. It weaves up beautifully. It holds its shape really well. That would be the perfect size in my eyes. And then of course the 20 gauge is in 5/32 or 3.97. Almost on the level the 18 gauge is, but the 18 gauge is definitely my favorite. It is a chunky weave though. If you don't like chunky bracelets, you're probably going to want to do the 20 gauge just to keep it a little bit finer for you. But it's definitely one of those ones that I find the smaller gauges looks better. Okay, so that's the pieces. As usual, we will weave tonight with the 14 gauge. We'll put these away. You right with that, Chris? Is there anything I need to do?
No.
Okay, fantastic. All right, so we start with European 4-in-1. Now I know most of the people watching know how to do European, but I will just quickly run through for anybody that's watching that doesn't. So with European 4-in-1, if you take up 2 closed rings, and I did forget to say to close some rings with the preparation. Sorry about that, but you'll need a handful of closed rings, about half of the colour 1 rings. In this case for me it's BA. So take 2 of your closed rings, pop that on an open ring, close them up, such. Put your twist tie through that single ring, gives you a handle, also keeps the weave in control. Okay, so we position our rings so we've got a little, like a little mouse ear, so we've got 2 ears here and we've got their forehead looking towards us. We take up another open ring and we bring that down through the front of the ear on the right hand side and up through the back of the ear on the left hand side, just like that. And before we close this up, we pop on 2 more closed rings. Close that ring up. And we position our rings back again, so we've got our 2 little mouse ears and their forehead looking at us. And we just repeat those steps again. Down through the front right, up through the back left, and before we close the ring up, we throw on a couple of pre-closed rings. And you just do that for the length of the chain. Okay, when you're making this one, you will need to, it does scrunch up a little bit, so about ½ an inch extra, 1 to 2 centimeters extra than the length that you require, just to compensate for any scooching up that it does. So I'm just going to do a few repetitions of the European 4-in-1. Okay, one more. Okay, beautiful. When you reach the length of the bracelet that you require, we're just going to pop an additional ring in here, just the same, through the front, up through the back. This time though, we're not going to put any closed rings on. And just to help keep that under control, because they do tend to flip around and get out of weave, pop another twist tie on the end of that if you've got one lying around. I just find it helps to, you can give it a little pull and it brings it back into weave for you. Okay, so you've got your piece of European 4-in-1. As you can see, it's quite open. You need it to be fairly open to fit all the other rings in that we're going to place in. But that's quite a lacy look at the moment. Alright, so what we're going to do now is we're going to run a set of rings down underneath the middle ring. So bring it back to the top so that our piece looks like this. And down here underneath, we're going to run another BA ring through. So just through the 2 outside rings, that's all we're going through. Close it up. And you can see an extra ring hanging there. Okay, and we're going to do that down the length of the chain. So go down to the next middle ring and just underneath it, go through the 2 side rings there. Close her up. Okay, so we've got these loose rings running all the way down. And you just do that, as I said, for the length of your chain. And a couple more in place. Okay, one more in there. So just underneath the middle chain that's already in the weave, going through the 2 outside rings and closing it up. Okay, So your work now will look like, oops, holding it a bit high, sorry guys, will look like this. So your European 4-in-1 base with extra rings running down the spine. Beautiful. All right, now this is going to be, as I said, a fairly quick weave tonight. So what I'll do is our little giveaway now before we go on to the next step. So we've got another one of these bags, tote bags with the Saturday Nighters logo on it. And we've got this up for grabs this week. So if you're interested in going into the draw for this, in the comment section while our video is live, just type in, let me see, what could it be? Just type in whether you like beetroot on your hamburger or not. So yes, beetroot, or no beetroot. That will be the only answers we will accept for it to go into the draw. We have to be able to know what are actual real entries and what are not. So yes, beetroot on your hamburger, no beetroot on your hamburger, and those that say no, we will try not to judge you too harshly. But we'll put you in a draw. We'll draw your name out tomorrow, and we'll let you know tomorrow morning who's the winner of our fabulous Aussie Mailers tote bag. Fantastic. All right, beautiful. I'm so pleased to see the yes beetroots.
Seems pretty overwhelming.
It does seem to be pretty overwhelming. Oh, it's messy, but it's good. Well, do you like the taste of beetroot, Ace, at all? If you like the taste of beetroot and you don't eat hamburgers, still type in yes beetroot. I'm trying to weed out the weird beetroot haters.
Well, don't judge them too harshly.
All right, fantastic. So that seems to be running along smoothly there. So we'll jump back for the weave. Can you buy a tote? I guess so. I think I might have one extra.
Yeah, we're looking into that.
I think I've got one extra lying around at the moment, but we can certainly get that sort of product in if people are actually interested. I don't think we've got one here. Chris and I have also got coffee mugs with the logo on it and says that Aussie Mailers do it on a Saturday night. So things like that we're thinking of bringing in. No, Leanne, don't listen to your sister. Silly sister, what does she know? Evil beetroot haters. I agree. What is wrong with people? All right. I'm going to get back to this whole weaving thing, I guess. Wes, what are you doing here? You told me you were D&Ding tonight. So you're watching us secretly in the background, are you? Okay. You had a beetroot burger. Just a beetroot on your burger, that was it? I have beetroot on toast, actually. I have to admit, I love beetroot that much. Beetroot sandwiches, beetroot on toast. It's something I enjoy. All right, we best get back to this weaving then. Okay, so we've got our European 4-in-1 piece, and we've got our extra rings running down the spine. And now what we want to do is pop in these extra rings on the side here. And these are Mobius. So we need to keep that in mind. They've got Mobius rings. Scott, are you D&Ding as well with him? Baked beetroot. Oh, I haven't had that. Beetroot and feta dip. Oh, yum. Beautiful. A veggie burger. Yum. Love veggie burgers. All right. Okay, so basically what we want to do now is we want to bring, this time, one of our colour rings. And we're going to put it, whoops, I've got dropsies. We're going to bring it up through, on our right hand side, we're working on the rings on the side. So we're going up through the second ring on the side, through that first additional ring that we popped in the middle, and then through the front of the first ring on our right hand side of the weave. So to show you what that looks like with a ring, we go up through the second one, through the ring in the middle, down through the front of that first ring, and we close it up. Okay, so it looks like that. On the Aussie Maille road trip, I didn't realise we were taking an Aussie Maille road trip, Sarah. Sounds like a plan, though. All right, and where we've placed one colour ring, we need to pop a second one in. So again, we're going up through the back of the second BA ring, through that middle ring again, down through the first ring, and don't forget to go through the middle of the colour ring that's already in place so that we Mobius those rings. Looks like we're road tripping, Chris.
Yeah, leave the kids at home.
We'll leave the kids at home. They're at an age where we can start doing that now. Okay, so that's our first pair of rings in place there. And what I like to do for the next pair is turn my work upside down so that I'm always working on the right hand side, and do pretty much the same. We're coming up through this time what is the first ring in the weave, through the middle ring, and down through the second ring. Oh, sorry, I keep lifting that too high, don't I? I've put the camera in a different position so you don't see my keyboard, and I'm keep bringing it up too high. Okay, and then we close that up. All right, and we want to put a second ring in the same position. So we come up through the first, through the extra ring that's in the middle. Oops. Through the second BA ring, making sure we also go through the middle of the coloured ring that's already in place. And we close that up. Okay, and our work looks like this. So holding it back the original way, we're going to place our second pair of rings in. This time we go down to the third on the right hand side, go up through that ring, picking up that extra middle ring, and down through the second ring, making sure we slip in behind the first lot of coloured rings, and close that up. And then we do that with a second ring, up through the third, through the middle, down through the second, and through colour ring that's already in place, close it up. Now I find doing it this way works perfectly well with the thicker rings. With the thinner rings, I actually found it better to, I'm going sort of out, you know, putting it in behind. With the thinner rings, I found it better to do the other way. So you'd start on the other end of your weave, or do it the other way so that you're putting the inside ones first and then the next pair sit on the outside. It just worked better with the thinner rings. But you know, you can work that sort of thing out for yourself. Okay, so on the other side we turn it upside down again, so we're working always on the right hand side. We go up through the second BA ring, through that extra middle ring, and down through the third BA ring. Close it up. And we place the second one up through the second, through the middle, down through the third, and through the middle of the coloured ring at the same time. And that's it. That is pretty much the weave. Whitsunday awaits our arrival. Wish I could go to the Whitsundays. Lovely. Alright, so then as I said, you just go back and rinse and repeat up through the next ring that's in the row, up through the back of that, through that extra ring in the middle, down through the previous ring that you were using, making sure you stick in behind or in front, whichever way you're doing this one. Close it up. Close it up better than that. Okay. And a second one through the same position. Making sure you go through the colouring you just placed so you get that Mobius effect. And that's it. That's all she wrote. Is it stable or does it fold on itself? It is stable. What I found with the thicker weaves, the thicker rings, and it's not actually showing up on any of these. Sometimes, here it is, you can see here, this ring, can you see how one of the ridges has slipped? We've got a ridge, a slip, and a ridge. I found with the 16 gauge and the 14 gauge that tended to happen, and you'd have to sort of go in and fiddle with the back rings a little bit. The reason why I liked the 18 gauge so much was I didn't find, so you can fix it easily enough, I didn't find that happened, that it just kept its shape beautifully. So that's the only issue with those thicker gauges, those 2 gauges. And when I initially decided on this weave and we did the kits, I had only done these 2 particular gauges at the time. If I had done the 18 gauge first, this would have been my choice. This would have been the one that went out with the kits. It's just much more stable. The 20 gauge is pretty much the same. There is, you can see just there is a little drop there. You can see that there's one that's dropped down. And it's just a matter of going in on the back and giving that a bit of a wiggle. So if things like that bother you, then the 18 gauge is definitely the best option out of them all. Otherwise, yes, it's a stable weave. I wouldn't recommend any other sizes. We tried around a few sizes. These were the ones that I found worked the best. But otherwise, yeah, they're fine. Oh my God, what is Lisa teasing us with? I'm just looking at the message. What's Lisa teasing us with?
Some yummy coconut panna cotta.
Is this if we go on a road trip?
Yep. Putting together all the list of all the stop points now.
Okay. Fair enough. Looks like the kids won't be seeing us for a while. All right, so that's the weave. Is there any more questions or anything I can show anybody else? Yeah, the 18 gauge is definitely much better, Sharon, just in looks and stability. I was really surprised actually because I didn't love the weave, but as I have to keep reminding myself, this is not the Debbie show, so we have to maybe do weaves that I'm not particularly fond of. So I didn't love this weave, but as soon as I did the 18 gauge version, I was much happier with it. And it just sits beautifully, and you don't have that problem with the rings moving slightly out of alignment, or at least I haven't had yet. But it's lovely. Oh, Cassandra, Andy, any trip has a road trip for us. Yeah. No, sorry. I think what Lisa's offering sounds great, Sarah. Sorry about that. It's like we might be heading north instead of south.
First stop. You go first stop.
All right. So are we good people? Is everybody happy? Happy with the weave? What do you mean by double vision is the most popular? Is that the one you're selling most of? Okay, fantastic. Well, it looks like everybody is okay then. So I will stop weaving if everybody's okay with it. All right. Oh, I'm pleased, Kelly. Yeah, I keep trying to bring in weaves that we don't see a lot of, or are quite old and people aren't necessarily doing them anymore. So I am trying to find various and different weaves for you all. So I'm pleased that you guys are enjoying them. Okay, so I think that's it. So we'll announce the winner of the tote bag tomorrow morning after I've had my morning coffee. I'll get onto that. Registrations for October are closed. So anybody that was hoping to register and didn't get around to it, sorry, whoops, you've missed out. Go back. Oh no, I'm just coming up the clothes I've got on. This packing business, we're out of here. Bang, gone. Bye, kids. We fed.
I packed it while you were.
Oh, packed while I was talking. Yeah, excellent.
It's all good.
Oh, good. All right. So yeah, registrations are closed. They won't open again until the 1st of October. We will put up our new weave next week, next Wednesday. That event will go up. And I've nearly forgot the sale. Nearly forgot the happy hour sale. So next Wednesday that event will go up. Our kit subscribers will get their tutorial, and our PDF subscribers will get theirs on Friday, unless we forget, and then it'll be Saturday morning when someone reminds us. All right, so we're a couple of minutes away from our happy hour sale, which is 15% off 16 gauge anodized aluminium round wire rings. So if you're looking to purchase some 16 gauge round wire AA for the next hour, it'll be 15% off. So your carts must be finalised before 8:30 or you will miss out. Okay, so I think that's it. I think we're good. Chris and I will do the bolt very shortly then, and we'll see Lisa soon. Is that the plan?
Definitely. Sundays.
All right, guys. Thanks very much for joining in as usual. It's great to see all your names pop up on the feed, and we love chatting with you. And we'll catch you next week. So take care. We'll see you then. Bye.